Okay, thank you, Sir Tugon. Thank you also sa ating kay Attorney Ralph Kagamitan, our Executive Director Chair ba? Vice Chair and Executive Director of the LAPOLCOM. Next, konti na lang ayan siya, no? We only have 3 left. National Youth Commission, our chairman is here, Joseph Francisco Ortega. For 2025, the National Youth Commission's budget significantly increased to 632.4 million from just 170.3 million in 2024, due mainly to congressional support. So I'd just like to ask, what are your major accomplishments so far for the present year in implementing the funded programs and projects of the agency?
Mr. Chair, good afternoon to everyone, and thank you for having NYC. For NYC, currently, we had 639 million, but majority of this was actually coming from the amendments. The amendments are meant to fund advocacy campaigns for the West Philippine Sea. It also was support for our new office, as well as expanding our regional offices. So far, we are in process of it all. But for the amendments, Mr. Chair, these are all under for late release. So what we do so that our utilization is not affected, we only ask for FISARO for those things that we could manage for this year. So far, we've managed 2 things for now. The first one is the celebration of our 30th year anniversary, and also the new procurement of our new office. Though, Mr. Chair, we've had issues with our contract because when I came in, I believe there was some corrections that needed to be made. So the procurement now of the new office will be considered an extension office versus to full move of the office.
But for fiscal year 2026, the recommended budget of the agency is significantly reduced, 315.469 million. So what will be your priorities next year in line with your mandate to empower the youth as partners in nation building with the significant cut in your budget? 300 from 315 lang, am I correct?
Mr. Chair, bale, nangyari po dyan is we have an increase in NEP by about 30%, about 70 million if I'm not mistaken, because the decrease again was only because of the amendments. So the regular funding that we have
as an increase,
yes,
sa NEP.
Yes, sir.
And yung pong as of August 31, the record show that the NYC's budget utilization rate stands only at 38%. So probably kaya ito isn't this the reason why your budget was slashed by a bit? Kasi lalo ang DBM, we're very conscious on utilization. So tama ba, 38%?
Mr. Chair, actually, right now, as of September 30, we're about 45% utilization. Currently, the projects are actually scheduled for the 4th quarter. Majority of them are ongoing and are already on the procurement level, actually under the notice to proceed. So we're quite confident that we will reach our targets by the end of the year. Yes, sir. But however, again, the amendments, we did not ask for all the money yet kasi we don't want our utilization to be affected, sir.
What major programs and projects are being implemented, thereby contributing to slow utilization rate? So ito na yung mga programs that are left for the end of the year.
Yes, Mr. Chair. So we have 3 programs. So the first one is the SK Island-wide convention. So it's the first time that the NYC is actually holding SK conventions in 3 major islands of the Philippines. It's actually already under the notice to proceed. So we're already implementing by November. We also have the second one, which is the IDADAIT, or the International Day on Drug Awareness and Illicit Trafficking. So partnership po namin with Dangerous Drugs Board, and it's already going to be happening on October 15, November 19, and November 15 and October 31. Sorry. So all of them are actually in line for implementation, Mr. Chair.
Okay, thank you. The Development Academy of the Philippines is submitted to my office a proposal entitled Rising Leaders Development Program, which seeks to train our youth as future leaders. Is the NYC open to collaborating with that for this initiative? Because one of our is really leadership development. goals, no? Isa sa mga tasks is leadership development.
Yes, Mr. Chair, we actually were able to talk already with that. We have the terms of reference. We just have to finalize it because we didn't want to release funding that will not be spent within the fourth quarter. So we're looking into starting next year. I think the amount is 100 million, but that's from the amendments. So we will still have to request DBM to release a SARO for this one, Mr. Chair.
Okay, during the budget deliberation, the House of Representatives Secretary John Vic, no, our DILG Secretary, floated the idea of abolishing the Sangguniang Kabataan, citing as reason their absences in barangay meetings and low participation in activities. So what is the NYC's position with respect to this statement?
Mr. Chair, of course, we support our head of agency to see what could be improved with the SK. But given that the nature of my job is to advocate the voice of the Filipino youth, and I know a lot of people that have gone through SK, they're not all bad eggs. So I have to find a way to meet halfway and make it work. So I think my job is to bring this information to my head of agency, Secretary John Vic, so that they can manage this data.
I'm also one of the authors, and even our president and Senator Babakino were principal authors of the SK reform law. Kasi po yung dating SK, we knew that it failed. So that's why there was a need to reform instead of abolishing. But well, after years of its implementation, that's when we will see the flaws, shortcomings. So if there are provisions that you might want to amend, please do submit to us so that we can already start, siguro probably we can amend also to improve the SK. No, kasi sayang din naman, no? But I do agree, I understand the sentiment of Secretary Rebulla, who is also a former local government chief executive. Alam niya po kasi kung ano yung what functions and what doesn't function eh. So I agree with you, not all are bad eggs, but for us to be able to improve yung SK natin, I think NYC has the also the duty for its capacity building, training. So they have been mentioned of proposed initiatives to professionalize and strengthen your leadership training. Is the commission currently in coordination or discussions with other government agencies for the implementation of these capacity development programs?
Yes, Mr. Chair, we actually have a lot of partnerships in our first year. We were able to partner with the National Anti-Poverty Commission, and we were also able to partner with the Climate Change Commission. This is actually in connection with Mr. Chair, EO 52, the Green Brigade under former President Erap. We want to revive this, and you mentioned earlier that you want to capacitate youth, especially in the earthquakes now that are happening. And we saw a good model in Pasig City where they actually procured go bags. So ang gusto po namin gawin, Mr. Chair, was to partner with the National Disaster Risk Council and OCD so that we can train, and Red Cross, so that we can train youth around the Philippines and have the go bag for them. So in case po na may mangyari anytime, they're ready and equipped.
Okay, thank you. At least you're very active. Hopefully we can improve further. So yung what do you ask for the committee? Meron bang na slash that you would want to reconsider?
Mr. Chair, wala naman po. Actually, we want to take our time because what we're doing is we're doing organizational development. So currently our absorptive capacity is very low. I've learned that in my first year. And so what I'm trying to do now is focusing on increasing the PS. We hope that we finish our org dev by December so that we can give this to DBM. So sir, by then siguro, we can see how much we will need after. Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you, Chairman, NYC Chair, Joseph Francisco Ortega. Next is Philippine Commission, dalawa na lang po. Philippine Commission on Women. Total appropriations is 180.875 million. New appropriations 175.8. Automatic appropriation 4.9 million. So the Philippine Commission on Women is the primary policy making and coordinating body on women's empowerment and gender equality. What are the key accomplishments of PCW to fulfill its mandate? Okay, ma'am.
Thank you very much for asking the question. So in reference to the period of January to September, I think that our greatest achievement is the development of 17 legislative bills that we are going to launch in the Senate and in the House of Representatives, and we have already submitted advance copy to the committees on women of both houses. So I would like to enumerate the contents, but maybe there are 17 of them, so I will not.
Just submit it po.
Okay, so that's one. The second is we are now a member of the UN Women Executive Board, which means that we will have a say on the policies and the programs that the UN Women will be implementing, and it will be helping not only the Philippines but the ASEAN and the other Asian countries. Another achievement is we have maintained our leadership as #1 most gender responsive country in Asia, and we are also number 20th in the world. 146 countries in the world, and we are number 20th. We have completed the implementation of the 30-year plan for gender responsive development, and we are now doing the assessment so that we can prepare the report, and we will be developing another long-term plan, perhaps some 15 years or another 30 years. We have also completed the review of 379 out of 466 agencies in terms of the GAD budget. So we are the only country in the world with 2 legislated GAD budgets. So this year we have 81.3% compliance compared to last year, which was only 66%. Another achievement is that because the Philippine Commission on Women did not have a chairperson for 2 years, the mechanism for the implementation of RA 7192, which is the law that prescribes that at least 30%, 5 to 30% of the ODA, Official Development Assistance, should go to gender and development concerns. In that, to ensure its implementation, we have revitalized the ODA GAD network, in which I serve as chair together with the Australian or DFAT. And we are able to identify the problems or obstacles in the implementation of this law. Mr. Chair, I am sure you're going to ask me also what I wish this committee to do for the women of the Philippines. We don't have.
Sorry po. Sige po, please proceed.
We don't have a subnational office. We have only 90 staff, and we are dealing with 49.4% of the Philippine population. So during the hearing at the lower house, I made an appeal for them to allow us to pilot 5 subnational branches, maybe a regional office. We already have one, and it is in the northern Mindanao. It's only covering Region 9, 10, and Caraga, and it's making headways, and it's already a model, but we would like to do it also in Luzon, Visayas, and maybe another one in Mindanao. So I'm asking for 29 millions only to do that. They already asked us to submit our proposal, and if that proposal will reach you, please consider approving it. We will also, because one of the worst problems of the Philippine women is low participation in leadership and politics. You think that it is strong, but it is not, because women are not running for public office. Last election, there were only 22% of the candidates were women, and women are not also voting for women. They are inclined to vote more for men, even if they are more conscientious in voting. They were the ones to vote first, and there are more registered women as voters. So I would like to reach to the women in the rural areas. It is not enough for the Philippine Commission on Women to just make policies on the basis of what we read in statistics. We have to know. And another achievement, I think, is that from the time that the Congress opened in July, August, September, up to now, we have already reviewed 90 plus bills. this is a strategic measure for the PCW to make sure that the laws that are being passed already have the agenda of Women Incorporated. So these are some of the things that we are doing. We will be holding a training for newly elected female local chief executives next month. And we will be also meeting with the women leaders, CSO leaders, NGO leaders in Luzon next month. And we are holding also a series of meetings with ASEAN women leaders in Bohol, 5 meetings. And we are conducting training for the ASEAN on gender-responsive budgeting because we are considered as the vision lead of the ASEAN on gender mainstreaming. Maybe I stop there, sir.